For those of you that are watching this without having watched the first episode of our Blue Protocol series, I highly recommend going on and watching the first episode before going any further because I cover the classes that are available, skills, skill trees, and the character creation. For everyone else, welcome to episode 2. Today we're going to go ahead and cover the action combat, the Imajinn system, the story, and dungeons. Before we go any further though, let me say a couple things. First, we are only capable of participating in the closed beta test due to Cross Lockhart, one of our epic viewers. He has a YouTube channel himself, so make sure you go subscribe to him if you can. He produces some pretty awesome music. Unfortunately, this video footage is a little bit lower quality than I would have liked, and that is due to YouTube's compression of the video itself. I downloaded the stream after it had ended on YouTube, and this is the best quality I could get. Lastly, if you're not already, then go ahead and subscribe to our Blue Protocol subreddit. We have an active community of almost 10,000 members. We post updates there, including future beta keys, so make sure to stop by. Now let's go ahead and jump right into the combat system here, since a lot of you are no doubt interested in not only seeing it in action, but also learning more about it. If you couldn't already tell, the combat is pure action. You're not required to have a target to use skills, and there's no cycling through targets using the tab key. Archers are required to aim their attacks. We have to predict where the enemy is going to be ahead of time, so our arrows line up with and hit the enemy as they're moving.
That was so cool, your magic came out and punched it?
Ow. Yep. Oh no. Oh, are you serious? Wow. Admittedly, some of our skills do have an auto lock on where they fly off and hit any enemy within the immediate vicinity. I'm sure this is going to be a little bit problematic within dungeons or large groups of monsters, but it just means that we have to pay attention to our surroundings a little more. As you can see though, the combat itself is action. You can miss, see? You can shoot everywhere. And if you have shit aim, like, you know, you'll suck. Spellcasters also require aim for their abilities, with different skills having different distances they travel. This means that you need to be aware your close range magics require you to be within melee proximity to enemies. Now, I didn't play the striker or the fighter personally, but from what I saw from people out in the field, they were definitely mashing their buttons furiously. One thing worth noting is that for ranged classes, there is an aim assist function. Like, I went ahead and tried this out for a minute and it locked me onto a target. If you click middle click, it'll allow you to automatically lock on like this. But at the same time, I don't know why you'd opt to use that. Oh shit. Well, maybe for reasons like that and this. I mean, like, a game that has full action combat, like, why would you want to go out and resort to lock on aim assist? Are you serious? Guys, leave me alone. I could see this definitely being useful for people with poor aim, but it does limit your ability to freely hit more than a single target or swap targets quickly and accurately. So while it is a nice function for some players, it'll definitely be more of a hindrance to those of us looking to play with a higher skill level. One feature I did find interesting though was the stamina function. It allows for you to actively dodge out of enemy attacks, but with the stamina I had at my level, it only ever provided me the option to dodge a maximum of 3 times. Oh man, he does not take much damage. Oh my god, wow.
Black says you're getting better at archer. You have a Lynn fan out there.
Thank you. Oh god. Oh man, he actually rotates his body when he charges. Wait, how do I use those potions though? Oh no! Oh god. Okay, this wasn't too hard. I believe you can increase your stamina with passive skills, but it is interesting to think how different players will have different levels of stamina, HP, and even damage based on what passives they choose while leveling. Now, I had the opportunity to try out several of the different dungeons found in the introductory levels of the game. I think there were probably 2 or 3 scattered around the first 10 or 12 hours or so. These dungeons, much like Final Fantasy XIV, were unlocked as part of the story, and interestingly enough, allow for entry with varying different party sizes. They're built for solo play, allowing you to enter by yourself and complete the dungeon without too much difficulty, but at the same time, they're built for full-size parties as well, with difficulty scaling per player that participates. This means that there should always be a level of challenge when running dungeons, regardless of whether you enter by yourself or with a full group. Damn it. You're really annoying, aren't you? Oh boy, don't kill me. Oh, that was... I'm special. Oh, ow. I'm very glad they have the ability to self-heal in this game. Dungeons themselves weren't really all that long from what I could tell, at least initially, and each dungeon had a single boss monster that you had to fight with their own unique mechanics. Now, doing this as an archer was really difficult. I can only imagine how hard it would have been for spellcasters. Oh boy, yay! Stand it. Holy shit, what the... What on earth was that? Can he not? Oh! Holy crap. This guy looks awesome with what he uses. Oh no. He boosted his attack. That's never a good sign. Holy! What the fuck? No, 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 no. No, no, why is he still ramming? Whoa. Oh, he's dead. The story is a very prevalent part of Blue Protocol. The entire game moves along like a JRPG, with a very strong focus on storytelling. You have different characters you meet, each with their own unique personalities, each with their own stories that play varying roles in your game story. You take quests from them, you change classes from them, and you might even find yourself growing attached to them. I know a lot of people in the chat loved several of the characters we met along our journey, and they even requested I not skip cutscenes purely so they could watch their favorite characters react to the world. Admittedly, none of us could really understand what was going on. I mean, you know, this is a Japanese closed beta after all, and everything therefore was in Japanese. However, even with that language barrier, I found that the game was still plenty easy to follow. The Imajinn system is an interesting feature and is probably the reason why we'll never get a summoner type class in game. See, Imajinns are temporary summons or summon-esque like monsters. You can equip 2 different Imajinn that you can then utilize in combat by summoning them. These monsters come out, they use an ability, and then they instantly go on cooldown. In essence, they function just like an extra skill, but they provide varying utility depending on which Imajinn you have equipped. You can obtain Imajinn via quests, or you can go ahead and actually make your way back to the town and craft them. Items required to craft them can be obtained from monsters you eliminate out in the field. Not only can you craft Imajinn, but the creatures can also be upgraded, providing additional stats and improving their effectiveness. This allows for further customization of your character as different Imajinn provide different stat boosts. Additionally, they can function as a mount. Everyone had access to the same Imajinn mount at the beginning of the game, granted, but it is an interesting feature allowing for you to essentially capture and ride the same monsters you see out in the field and summon. Unfortunately, the stamina consumption for the mount was rather rapid and didn't really allow for much use of it. This is something that I truly hope they change, as it almost defeated the purpose of the mount to me. Finally, there are equipment Imajinn. These are used primarily to augment your gear, increasing their overall stats and once again providing additional customization. While there are no doubt going to be cookie cutter Imajinn skills for players looking to maximize their damage output, it's going to be a lot of fun crafting your own unique character and build.
Oh lord. I died. Help. I'm going dark. This is no longer a thing. You guys see nothing. Let's see. Ooh, a heal. Tastes so good. this the guy that killed me? I feel like it is. You guys do so good. Class level up. Woohoo!
Blue Protocol is an ambitious MMO. It's beautiful, its combat is fast and fluid, and seeing areas as populated as I did was refreshing. But that is the end of our second episode on Blue Protocol. Make sure you tune into the next one where I plan on touching on crafting gear, upgrading, the world, exploration, PvP, and PvE. Now, what do you guys think so far? Does this look like something you'd be interested in? Let me know in the comments below and let's talk about it. Anyway guys, that is it for me. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this and I'll see you all next time. Peace.